We have reviewed countless gaming PCs over the years, but none yet from this somewhat less known brand. Andromeda Insights has been making some serious moves lately. Today, we're looking at one of their top tier machines. I've been keeping my eye on this exact configuration, and now I've finally got one in the studio. We're gonna give you our completely not sponsored, thorough, honest review of one of the most popular configurations of the Andromeda Insights AI-50 Ultra V3. Under the hood, this specific configuration is using the most popular gaming CPU, the AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D, and the absolute monster of a GPU, the NVIDIA RTX 5080. In this video, we're gonna cover it all. I'm gonna quickly take you through the unboxing, pushing it to its limit with gaming and creator benchmarks, and diving deep into the build quality, internals, thermals, and fan noise. We're also gonna be breaking down the pricing at Best Buy to show you exactly how its price to performance stacks up against the competition. And lastly, wrapping it up with my ultimate top likes and dislikes. Even if you decide not to purchase this PC after anything that I share in this video, just keep watching because I'm also going to be sharing with you some alternative PCs that I recommend for every budget. They'll be tagged directly on this video or in the comments and description below, or a QR code if you're watching on a TV. But I guarantee that after watching this entire video, you will know if this PC is right for you or not. But if you still have any questions after watching this entire video, just shoot me a comment, and if you're publicly subscribed, I guarantee a personal response. All right, now let's rewind back into the past real quick and check out what came in the box. First thing we got in here is a very official static bag with our massive power cable, then another little box with a bunch of accessories, and a bunch of install manuals and some guides, and then a full page guide specifically for this PC, as well as a PC quality control checklist. So getting into the design and build quality. This PC was built with Andromeda Insights' own proprietary AI Galaxy V3 case. It's an all-metal chassis, so it definitely feels solid and premium, yet surprisingly not very heavy at all. I really love that front brushed metal panel with that LED strip accent on the edge. We've got 7 fans total in this chassis with 3 intakes on the bottom, 3 exhaust on the top, and 1 additional one out the back. One cool thing you can do with your bottom fans is angle them outwards. It's a cool design feature, but it's not really going to give you better airflow than just keeping them up. The top 3 fans are actually part of our AIO liquid cooling system for our CPU. This is the most important part to keep your CPU from thermal throttling. Using a liquid, the CPU cooling block takes the heat that's generated from the CPU and pulls it up through one of these tubes into a 360mm radiator at the top where the heat is spread out and then blown out the top. To access the internals, thankfully with this design, no screws to remove first. It just pops right off. To the right of our CPU right here is our DDR5 RAM. What Andromeda went with here were 2 16GB sticks of V-Color Manta X Sky RGB DDR5 RAM for a total of 32GB. That's plenty for gaming. You rarely ever see a game get even close to 32. Best Buy actually listed them at 6000 MHz, so it was a nice little bonus to find out that they're actually faster than that at 6400 MHz. Just look how expensive these are bundled together. $500. That is insane. Underneath the CPU is our main drive, which is a 2TB AGI SSD. And when we tested it, we got moderate speeds of 5200 megabytes per second read and almost 4800 write. And this by itself right now, $343. These last 2 components add up to $843 by themselves. It really is a bad time to try and build a PC yourself right now. Just wait until I show you the total price of all the components in this PC. The MVP of this PC though is definitely this GPU. The one that they included in here is a Gigabyte RTX 5080 WindForce OC. It actually looks kind of wimpy next to my previous gen FE 4080 Super. Side by side, you can see that it's almost half half the weight. What really matters though is the performance, and we're gonna get to that here in a sec. And this by itself, a whopping $1,400. This all sits on an MSI Pro B850 VC Wi-Fi motherboard, and you can see that the way that it's laid out, there's 2 extra full-size PCIe slots available for extra expansion underneath the GPU with plenty of room. Even with an extremely thick GPU like my 4080 Super, there's plenty of breathing room. There's also 2 more available SSD slots for more high-speed storage. The motherboard, $190 by itself. Then swinging around to the back and popping off that panel, not too much to see back here except for a few mounting holes to attach some more 2.5-inch SATA SSDs and some fairly clean cable management. In the top left is our power supply, and this one, oddly enough, is a non-modular one. Usually top-tier pre-builts have modular power supplies. Taking it out, you can see that this one is thankfully an 80+ gold Gamdias Helios P2 850G 850 watt power supply. So adding this $80 power supply to our list of components, you would have spent almost $3,000 buying all the parts yourself. And that's before buying the case, your AIO liquid cooler, or Windows 11. And as far as connectivity, you've got plenty of USBs with a total of 8 USB-As and 3 super fast USB-Cs. For the software, the main program that you'll be using for controlling fan profiles and RGB lighting is MSI Center. Out of the box, this PC actually synced all the RGB flawlessly across all the components, which is actually not typical. Still, if I were you, I would download Signal RGB. It's free and there are way more creative animation options that look really cool for you to choose from. And for those of you that want that extra level of control, the BIOS has plenty of other options if you want to overclock or fine-tune your system settings further. Now, when it came to the fan noise, these were my results after testing each of the main fan profiles in my studio, which is a somewhat quieter than normal room with very little ambient noise. In quiet mode, it hit around 41.7 decibels. And then during gaming and performance mode, the fan spun up to around 42.3 decibels. This was about average when you compare it to the rest of the competition. For the thermals, you can see in our thermal imaging time-lapse from computer off to full-on gaming that we get some expected heat building up around the glass next to that 5080 GPU and on that SSD that they did not include a heat sink on for some reason. Taking off the glass panel reveals the heat a little bit more in detail. Thankfully, the back and top exhaust fans got rid of this heat fairly quick. The large majority of my thermal testing was spent deep in gameplay. These were our average CPU temperatures for several different games at 1080p resolution. And when you look at the overall averages of this setup compared to all the other recent PCs that we've tested, you can see that this CPU cooler does a fantastic job taming that 9800X3D. Still nowhere near as cool as that Skytech O11V kept it though. Jumping into 4K gaming where the pressure shifts heavily on the GPU, you can see that the 5080 inside this Andromeda case stayed relatively cool and stable, but technically it was slightly hotter than the average 5080 during prolonged gaming sessions at 4K. Now for the good stuff, performance and gaming benchmarks. And up next, the most important part of this review, the price to performance ratios. For Cinemage R23, which simulates its 3D rendering power, we got okay numbers, but it's important to remember that AMD's 950 X3D CPUs are custom built for gaming supremacy, not setting world records with multi-core rendering. And we got similar results in our other V-Ray performance score as well. For actual gameplay though, this PC was a monster. These were our average and 1% low FPS numbers that we got for several games at their highest preset settings at 1080p, 1440p, and 4K resolutions. And averaging all those games together at 1080p, this PC absolutely dominated the charts. The highest FPS that we've ever seen for a PC with a 9800X3D and 5080. Same thing at 1440p, again ranking at #1 in its category. And lastly, for the resolution that you guys are most likely going to use with a PC this powerful, 4K again had the best FPS that we've seen for this combo. Now factoring in the price to performance. Right now at the time of this recording, this exact configuration is sitting at $2,800. This is a really good deal, especially in this overinflated market right now. You can see that all the parts added up individually comes out to $3,500. You would pay $700 extra for the task of building it yourself. These are the charts I know you guys care the most about though. Your actual FPS FPS per dollar value at every gaming resolution. This PC is now the new best value top tier PC that you can get right now. The #1 ranking by far for every resolution for a top tier 5080 gaming PC. Now, if you're understandably at an entirely different price point or you just don't like this PC, these are my recommendations for every budget. I'll also include links down below for all the products that I mentioned, as well as tag directly on this video or using a QR code if you're watching on a TV. If you actually want more power than this PC and you've got the money, then I would get the Skytech O11V that I just recently reviewed with the 5090. This was a great PC, and right now it's one of the best value 5090 PCs that you can get right now that hasn't yet skyrocketed in price yet. If you don't like this PC that I reviewed today, but you want one that's just as powerful, then I highly recommend the Corsair Vengeance A7 500 that I reviewed. One added bonus with Corsair is that you get double the return period at 60 days and double the warranty at 2 years. Side note though, this PC that I reviewed today also has a 2-year warranty. If you need to be closer to $2,000, then your best bet is going to be the Skytech King 95 with a 7800X3D and 9070 XT. This was one of my favorite PCs that I've reviewed. Closer to $1,500, and I'd get the Lenovo Legion Tower with a 5060 Ti GPU. Most PCs right now in this price range only have a 5060, and around $1,000 is the lowest that I'd go for semi-decent gameplay. In this range, I would get the AVGPC Max with a 5600X and 5060. Overall, as you can probably tell at the end of each section of this video, this is a PC that I definitely recommend. There's a reason it got so many great consumer reviews as well. The only minor things that I would do to make it better would be to add a heatsink to the SSD and maybe a better modular power supply. But other than that, the design and build quality, the layout, upgradability, the performance, and most importantly, its dollar per FPS ratio makes this a hard yes at this price point. If you do decide to purchase this PC or any of the others that I mentioned, then please remember to use my affiliate links in the comments and description below, or tag directly on this video, or using a QR code if you're watching on a TV, as I get a small commission at no cost to you for every single purchase made. And it's actually a major factor in keeping this channel going and getting better and better for you. Also, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with notifications turned on to stay up to date with all of my latest tech and gaming PCs. PC gaming is awesome, but please trust me, do not let it take over your life. What helps me mentally is getting outside, staying active, eating healthy, and spending more time with my family. Also, studies have shown that reading the Bible at least 4 times a week can massively boost your mental health, and I can attest to that. And if you are a little skeptical about the Bible, then check out the book or documentary, The Case for Christ.